Hi everybody, welcome to You Are Supreme Toys. Today I'm going to do something special. Now if you've kept up with my toy hunt videos that I posted last month or so, you'll know that I purchased this here Pokémon PokeBall Popcorn Popper. Legitimate electronic appliance. Perhaps I needed a popcorn popper. That's a lie. I already had a popcorn popper. But I've been eyeballing this baby ever since it popped up at the GameStop. Fortunately, it went on sale and I was able to get it around $20-something. I think that's the average price for a popcorn popper. If you've never had or used a popcorn popper, you have multiple types. Of course, you have the air popper, which is what this is. It uses hot air in the bottom, sort of like a hairdryer, to heat up the popcorn to a temperature to where the internal moisture will combust the popcorn and make it hot in the popcorn. Yeah. And then, of course, you have your oil fryer. It's like a pan and it has a little metal wire that spins around the inside. You add a little bit of oil to it and the oil helps the popcorn to pop. Now they're both very useful in ways of popping your popcorn, and there's 100 different other ways you can do it. I've done it on the stovetop before. So you really don't need an appliance to pop popcorn. I remember being a little kid and my dad buying the little aluminum container that you would use at a campfire and, Jiffy Pop. I think it was called Jiffy Pop or something. And popping popcorn that way. But I'm a Pokemon fan. And it's shaped like a Pokeball. What's not to love about Pokeballs, you say? Well, I don't know, because I like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox this right now on camera. And then we're going to pop some popcorn and try to compare it with my original air popping popcorn popper. So as you can see, it's Pokemon. It is a Pokeball popcorn popper machina males souffle. I don't know what that means. Now, as far as whose it's made by, I'm not exactly sure. It says manufactured for GeekNet Inc. So I don't really know. I guess it was just made to order for the GeekNet brand, which is owned, I believe, by GameStop. I could be wrong. The only other thing I can see on it would be Intertech, and I'm not sure if that's anybody that has anything to do with it. Oh. For household use only, power supply 120 volts, 60 hertz, and 1200 watts. So let's see the contents. Pokeball popcorn popper. It pops kernels using hot air instead of oil. Well, that's convenient, and I don't have to clean oil up. Lid doubles as a serving bowl. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to eat popcorn out of the top of a Pokeball. It's 1200 watts of power. We covered that. Detachable canopy and butter warmer. Now, I don't know about you. Most air poppers come with a butter warmer. I just throw my butter in a microwavable cup and call it a day. And 1-year warranty. That tells me that they do not expect this to last more than a year. It has a little pull tab on the back. Little flippity flaps. No one mind that. That's my GameStop receipt. It has this little dome protective cardboard. You can use that for something, I'm sure. Alright, it's all in a bag. Oh, it just comes out in one piece. Who'd have thought? We got some paperwork in there. We'll take a gander at that paperwork. Always read your instructions. Got 2 pieces of paper in here. Uncanny Brands. Perhaps that's who manufactured it. A 1-year limited warranty sheet from Uncanny Brands. Probably didn't use it more than twice, really. And then we have this operating and safety instruction manual for our PokeBall Popcorn Popper. And as is the case with most electronic device instructions, it's just one piece of paper that folds out. Let's see here. The back is in foreign language, maybe French. De branches après l'utilisation. Probably French. But we are English-speaking people. No offense to any French viewers or popcorn aficionados. The Pokemon PokeBall Popcorn Popper. Imported into Canada by Electronics Boutique Canada. Ooh. Just for those who don't know, Electronics Boutique used to be an electronics store that turned into EB Games, and which was bought out by GameStop. So it's interesting, they still use the brandings in other countries. The model number is LGGUPKPB. Electronic specifications, important safeguards. These safeguards are very important, so I feel obligated to go over these with you. Maybe I'll speed this up. When using electrical appliances, basic safety precautions should always be followed, including the following. 1. This appliance is intended to be used in household and similar applications, such as staff kitchen areas in shops, offices, and other working environments, hotels, motels, and other residential type environments. 2. Never operate unattended or let children operate. Well, when I was a kid, we used the air popper all the time, and I'll say this, we didn't burn anything down, but you probably shouldn't let your kids play with this unattended. 3. Only reputable service agents should be used for repair. Alright, if you're hiring a repair service to repair your popcorn popper, you either really love that popcorn popper, or it is a highly collectible and sought after Pokeball popcorn popper. 4. Never let power cable touch the hot inner popper. Well, I honestly don't know how you're going to do that, because it's not that long of a cord, and you're probably not going to be able to plug it up and then shove it into the top of the popcorn popper. So, 5. Never attempt to put your hand or any object into the inner popper. That's smart thinking. Don't put your hand into the popper. It's very hot, and it will burn you, and it will probably electrocute you if you shove an electronic device inside of it. 6. Place the popper on a level and stable surface when in operation. Don't use your popcorn popper on stilts or a lazy Susan. If you don't know what a lazy Susan is, I'm sorry, I had grandmothers. 7. Never put the popper near combustibles or in any overly damp or hot environment. That's good to know. Usually I have my popcorn popper popping right next to the sink while I'm washing dishes, so I should probably stop doing that. 8. Only use the recommended methods to clean the machine. Well, I haven't gotten that far yet, so we don't know what the recommended methods to clean the machine are. 9. Always unplug the machine when not in use. Trust me. Unless there's a power switch on this thing, you're going to know if you accidentally leave it on. 10. Allow to cool before putting on or taking off parts. This is true. I had to think about that for a second. But the plastic will get very hot, even if it's high up on the top, because the hot air will continually be blowing into it until the popcorn is popped, and that plastic can get very hot to the touch. 11. Do not use the machine outdoors or for commercial purposes. Well, alright. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to use the machine outdoors. Maybe they're afraid you're going to start a fire, or hot popcorn kernel's going to fly off and fall into some dry grass or leaves and combust and fires and go everywhere. Possible, I don't know. But people pop popcorn outside all the time. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use this on your porch. Or, you've got an outlet on your deck or something, you want to pop some popcorn, because this will leave a significant smell in the house of burnt, if not burning, popcorn. Commercial uses? You shouldn't be using this for commercial uses. That implies you're using this regularly throughout the day to pop popcorn for other people other than yourself for monetary gain. This is not an industry-level piece of equipment. Don't do that. 12. If power cable is damaged or machine malfunctions, do not attempt to use it again and send it to a service center for repair. Again, if this thing starts to malfunction, which honestly I don't know how it's basically just a blow dryer, containment unit, and don't waste your money having it repaired. Just pull the cable out and use it as a display piece. You can throw your Pokemon figures in it, as long as it's not plugged up. 13. Always follow the operation instructions. So it's saying follow the operation instructions. We don't know what those are yet because we haven't operated it. 14. Always attach plug to appliance first. The plug cord into the wall outlet. To disconnect, turn any control to off, then remove plug from wall outlet. Now, I'm kind of hoping this has an on and off switch because my other one does not. You literally plug it in and it works immediately. It's very annoying. 15. Extreme caution must be used when moving an appliance containing hot liquids. All right. I guess they're talking about the butter warmer. My advice is do not use anything in this thing to warm your butter. Get a microwave safe dish or bowl and defrost your butter at a slow, steady pace until it liquefies. It's gonna be a mess. You're gonna probably spill it if you're taking stuff off. Just do it the old-fashioned way. It's a lot less messy. You don't have to clean butter out of your equipment here. All right, that's all of the important safeguards. It's telling me to save these instructions for future reference because we're dumb animals who don't know how to maintain or follow safety instructions. Polarized plug warning. This appliance has a polarized plug.
One blade is wider than the other. To reduce the risk of electric shock, this plug will fit in a polarized outlet only one way. If the plug does not fit fully in the outlet, reverse the plug. If it still does not fit, contact a qualified electrician. Do not modify the plug in any way. On the off chance that you bought a device that was not intended for use and is not regulated for your home country, you will probably need to buy a adapter for your outlets or return it. If you don't know how to plug an appliance into a wall yet, you're probably not old enough to use this device. Here we have the schematic, sort of. We have the outer cover. We have the measuring ladle. We have the popper cover, the chute, which goes on the front, and the inner popper, which is the bottom of the ball. And then the power switch. Oh, there's a power switch on it. Thank goodness. And the power cord. Man, if I got a power switch, I was worried about that. I should have looked at it. We'll get to this anyway. Warning: to reduce the risk of fire, electric shock, or serious personal injury, do not touch hot surfaces. Use the handle. Do not use attachments not recommended for use with this product by the product manufacturer. Attachments, when furnished, may become hot before handling. Do not place on or near a hot gas or electric burner or in a heated oven, because it will either start an explosive fire or it will melt. That's very wise. Use extreme caution when moving an appliance containing hot oil or other hot liquid. We've already know that. Okay. Do not allow the power cord to hang, e.g., over the edge of a table or counter, where it may be tripped over or cooled, and do not allow it to touch hot surfaces. I'll agree with that. Don't let it hang off the side. Make sure it's tucked away in the back where kids or cats can't get a hold of it. And if you're using something like this or cooking in general, you shouldn't have your cats running around jumping on the couch, okay? Oh, we got special instructions. A short power supply cord is provided to reduce the risk of becoming entangled in or tripping over a longer cord. That goes into what we talked about previously. Extension cords are available and may be used if care is exercised in their use. If an extension cord is used, the marked electrical rating of the extension cord must be at least as great as that of the product. Good to know. Arrange the extension cord so that it will not drape over the countertop or tabletop where it can be pulled on by children or tripped over unintentionally. Well, we would hope it would be unintentional, but we wouldn't want it intentionally either. Okay. Notes before use, just in case the rest wasn't a note. 1. Check the package for complete parts. Yeah, I'd be very, very upset if I realized it was incomplete. 2. Remove packing materials, but keep the rating plate. I don't know what the rating plate is. Guess we'll find out. Operation. This is the important part. Remove the measuring ladle and cover from machine and clean with a damp cloth. Allow to dry thoroughly. 2. Put the cover, chute, and measuring ladle back on the machine and slowly pour 1 ladleful of corn into the inner popper. That's important. You do not want to overfill your air popper. It will burn or not pop. We used to do that all the time as kids. It was fun. 4. The measuring ladle can be used to melt butter or warm oil while the machine is in use. Again, I don't advise that. I just don't advise it. Don't do it that way. 5. Place a bowl in front of the chute. Yeah, it wants to. It's going to spit popcorn out at a pretty rapid rate, and not all of them are going to make it into the bowl, but you're going to want that bowl right there in the front. 6. Plug in the machine, turn on the switch, and run for about 3 minutes. There may be unpopped kernels left in the inner popper. Now, that's okay. Don't worry about the unpopped kernels. Do what I do. Save those unpopped kernels for another batch later. In my experience, running these machines for too long can cause damage to the product. Maintenance and cleaning section. 1. Unplug after use. Common sense. 2. When the machine is completely cooled down, you can clean it. It takes about 10 minutes to cool fully. All right. 3. Take the measuring ladle, chute, and cover off of the machine. Be careful not to let oil or butter drop into the inner popper. Oof, that's why I don't advise this, okay? That thing gets very hot. You drop any oil or butter in that thing, it's going to just smoke. It's going to smoke and burn, get all bad, nasty, and it could probably destroy the popper. So yeah, don't advise that. That's a good reason not to. 4. Clean the loose parts with warm water and detergent, and then rinse with clean water. Use a cloth to wipe dry, just in case you've never cleaned anything. 5. Pour out any unpopped kernels and wipe the outside of the popper. Okay. 6. Never immerse the machine in water or any other liquid. Well, water will dry eventually, but it will also slowly degrade the inside mechanisms and circuit boards, so don't get wet. 7. After all parts are cool and dry, store the popper. Well, that's up to you. You don't have to store the popper. Generally, most people put these things away. This is a space killer, but it's a pretty space killer. I'm going to try to keep it out for decoration. Note: the popper is designed to run for no longer than 5 minutes at a time. Allow the machine to cool for approximately 10 minutes in between uses. Yeah, 5 minutes tops. 3 minutes for popping. Don't have it on for more than 5 minutes. It will deform any plastic after a while if it gets that hot. I know my old one did. Caution: never put oil or butter in the inner popper. Yeah, we went over that. 2. Never pop more than 100 grams, 1 ladleful, of kernels at a time. Now, talking over 30 years ago now, but we used to build the popcorn popper, the air popper we had when I was a kid, as far up as we could go. Now, the bottom kernels will pop first, but if anything is not going to pop, it will burn. After a while, everything that pops will come to the surface and pour over the side. It's a lot less violent the more full it is, but it's also a lot more likely to burn your kernels and popcorn that way. So just follow the instructions, do 1 ladleful at a time, and everything will be okay. Now, that's all the instructions. Did we have to go over that? Not at all.
So let's have a look here. Here we have this beautiful PokeBall popcorn popper, wrapped up in this delightful little piece of cellophane plastic and tied off like a bow. Let's pull this cellophane off. Yeah, there we go. All right. First impressions. Yeah, doesn't seem to want to stay together. All right, let's just take the lid off. This is the top of the lid. This also will double as a bowl. I think that's pretty clever. There is a little bit of paint on this thing, and this is clipped on with little plastic clip tabs. So I don't see this as being a most efficient bowl, but you got one, and it's very useful. Here we have the lid for the popper. Pretty straightforward. This is going to go on the top. This keeps all the popcorn from spraying everywhere. Here we have our ladle. This is actually a very good quality plastic. And here is the chute cover. It looks like a knight's mask for his helmet. And this will clip on the top, and it'll make sure the popcorn that pops shoots out into the bowl and not the floor. But the kernels are going to be popping and jumping around too, so usually when something pops violently, it'll throw a kernel out, and you'll have random stray kernels going all over the place no matter what you do. Okay, whoa, this one looks nice. This one looks a lot like the one I had as a kid. There's actually small slits in these little ridges where the air will come out and circulate around the popcorn. The other one I have is actually just has a bare hole in it, and I'll show you that one in a minute, where the air just pushes up. So this one might be more traditional like the one I grew up with. I hope so, because I was very disappointed in the one I bought. It does have a power switch, thank goodness. Model number tag with all your details and information. I like that. They even got the little Pokemon logo, 2022. I would say that that cord is probably about, what, 2.5 feet? Pull out my measuring tape here. Almost 3 feet. Just barely. Almost 36 inches. Let's get this baby assembled real quick. Let's see how it looks. The top should fit right there. Can't miss it. It's got these two little hooks. It just goes on just like that. No big deal. Makes it easy to take apart after you're done using it to store it away. This is your ladle. It just goes right on top like that. Now, you could put oil and butter here, but as soon as you go to lift it, or if you bump it, it's going to want to tilt, and everything is going to go in that thing. I do not advise using this at all. Let's do a quick disassembly, because I want to see what it looks like stored away. Does not want to close up very well. So it does not want to close over the little lip. See this little ridge right here? This whole ridge all the way around should fit inside this little lip and hold it shut. But this lip is not opened all the way around the back. It's been screwed into place out of shape, and there's no way to fit anything down in that groove. So right out of the gate, it's not going to store up as intended. It's passable, but I'm not happy with it. Here's my old popcorn popper. It is a traditional popcorn popper. This is why you don't leave your popcorn popper on for more than the specified amount of time. That is melted. And this happened on like the second time I used it. I just had it on probably not longer than 5 minutes, not much longer, I'm sure. But the heat was so intense that it actually melted and bubbled up the plastic of the lid. But you see that hole, that's where the air and the heat come out. This one isn't the best. It's very loud. There is no power switch on it, so you can't cut it on and off. You just plug it in and go. I hated that. But I got a lot of use out of this one, and it was made by Presto. So you get what you pay for. I'm happy to replace it with something hopefully better. I'm also going to do a run comparison of these guys. So I'm going to plug them both up, throw some kernels in, and we're going to see exactly how long it takes to pop a scoop of popcorn in each of these machines and see which one is better and quicker, more efficient, and has the least number of unpopped kernels. First things first is the PokeBall Popcorn Popper has this little plastic cover that you need to take off. Got a nice metal bowl since this one didn't want to come with one. And we're going to use just some regular popping popcorn. You can get this stuff really cheap at any store. This is a lot cheaper to pop your popcorn this way. And it's a lot more versatile if you want to just buy the popcorn flavoring powders or seasonings that you like. You can do your popcorn any way you want. Alright, we're going to take our ladle. This is going to be our measuring cup for our popcorn kernels. That amount of popcorn will actually be quite a bit. And we're going to go ahead and pour this in. I would advise taking the lid off to do this. Put it in. And then we're going to cut these babies on and see how they perform. We're going to run them for 3 minutes and then we're going to cut them off and see if one did better than the other. So here we go. That's beautiful. Look how it spins. I like that one a lot more than this.
Alright, spin over a minute and a half. Still not one. Okay, first top. Another listen now. Great, 5 seconds. Alright, it's been 3 minutes. I don't know what you're now. We're going to for a couple minutes. This thing's winning. Hey, a lot of stuff this one, but a lot more happening with this. Alright, take this.
This one is still popping, and it's been 4 minutes. We're coming up on the 5-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Alright, well, this one doesn't have you reaching in the machine to get a lot of kernels. All the kernels get shot out. This one is leaving a lot to be desired. Unplug these guys. Okay. Ooh. That's somewhat disappointing. Well, that is disappointing. Now this is very bland popcorn. I had to run them for roughly 5 minutes. The one that blows like a hairdryer finished first. I was surprised. It's obvious that this is not a the PokeBall popcorn popper is not meant to be a quality device. As far as performance goes, sad to say the old popcorn popper beats the Pokeball popper as far as time it took to pop the popcorn kernels, how efficiently it expelled said popcorn kernels. It has a power button. That's good. I wish the old one had one. Wow. First impressions, I'm probably going to be giving the Pokeball popcorn popper away as a gift. That's disappointing. So I'm going to eat all of the popped popcorn and then see just how many unpopped kernels there are. Remember, I probably ran the Pokeball one a minute longer than the original. Alright, I've come to my final conclusions. after eating 2 bowls of unseasoned, unbuttered popcorn and picking numerous kernel shells out of my teeth, I have left the remnants of unpopped kernels. So there you go. That is from the PokeBall Popper. That's nearly, not quite half of the kernels were unpopped. That's a significant amount. You could say maybe a third, since some of them are sort of half pop. That's almost a half of the kernels I put in that machine did not pop after 5 minutes. I wouldn't even say that's a fifth. Final conclusions. The Pokeball Popcorn Popper is a pretty collectible, but it is a terrible popcorn popper and electronics device. It did not pop the kernels anywhere near as fast as the old one. It did not pop anywhere near as many of the kernels, and it took longer to do so. At the highest recommendation of 5 minutes from the instruction manual, and its preference of running it for only 3 minutes, you barely got anything in that amount of time. The old popper popped everything much faster and more efficiently. It expelled the kernels from the machine, which the Pokeball popper does not with efficiency. And you risk having to handle a hot popping device to remove the remaining popcorn and kernels from the reservoir. I'm greatly disappointed. I was very excited to actually buy this machine. But it looks like one of my friends gets a Pokeball popcorn popper this year, and I get to keep my old popcorn popper. I do not know what else to say in regards to the Pokeball popcorn popping machine, except the Presto was better. If only Presto had made a Pokeball popcorn popper, then I would be very happy right now. Needless to say, this is a collectible. It's made to look nice and start conversations with guests. It's cute for your kids if you want to pop them popcorn out of the Pokeball popcorn popper. That's fine. But as far as a reliable, regularly used device, I would say not. Thank you so much for watching my Pokemon PokeBall Popcorn Popper unboxing and review video. I am UR Supreme Toys. Have a wonderful day.